Stage, Mr. Chair. Kia ora.
Mr. Chair, my colleague Kelvin Davis just pointed out that because it is taken separately in 4 parts, it's going to be very repetitive. So just to make it a little more interesting, I'm going to focus more on alcohol than I'm going to focus on drugs. So, Mr. Chair...
Order. I'll just make one point. The member must focus on his two or three points. The first thing is the committee stages is to talk about his supplementary order paper, which he is tabled before the House and will be voted on in the course of this debate. He must also use this period of time to talk about the submissions that were made before the Select Committee. In his previous speech, he started talking about an escapee from prison. That does not form any part of this debate. So he must speak very narrowly to the what was either raised in Select Committee by way of submissions or the SOPs that he's put before the House.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, I would like to point out that this is drug and alcohol testing of community-based offenders, and I'm going to focus on the alcohol part. Is that permissible, Mr. Chair?
Yes, as long as he's talking about what was raised in Select Committee by submitters and what is the substance of his supplementary order papers, but not to introduce new material. This is a committee stage of the whole House and it reflects the Select Committee discussions.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So, Mr. Chair, then I would like to stick to my SOP. The intent of that SOP, Mr. Chair, was to make sure that both corrections and police talk to each other while formulating regulations about how this drug testing of offenders in the community is going to be managed. However, unfortunately, the minister took the view that they already do communicate with each other, which I don't think is the case. Had they communicated, probably Blessy Gotinko would still be living. Mr. Chair, there has been a huge lack of communication between these two vital departments, namely corrections and the police. So then I'm coming to the alcohol testing of community-based offenders, which I don't think has been given enough focus, Mr. Chair. Now, I would like to point out an incident on the 1st of June 2013.
A point of order, the Honourable Judith Collins.
Mr. Chair, I hesitate to raise a point of order after that scintillating contribution from Mr. Bindra, but this bill and this part is about conditions of bail and the drug and alcohol testing when someone is on bail. It has nothing to do with police and corrections talking to each other and people escaping New Zealand. It's about actually drug and alcohol testing on bail.
The point is well made by the Minister, and the member must draw the attention of the House to the specific clauses that he's wishing to amend by way of a supplementary order paper and make it relevant to the part that we're debating at the moment, which is part 1. So if you could do that, the House would appreciate it.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I do take the Minister's point and your own point on board, and I think I have spoken enough about the SOP, and I'll try and finish my speech here. Thank you.
Members, the question is